Another episode of Beyond the Gym Floor. Jason's back. It's been 6 weeks, so there's more banter in this one than usual. We talk about lots of different shit. Jason's experiences traveling, and then we dive into how to be able to travel effectively and run a business at both from our kind of lens and how we're operating at the moment, and also just for like the face-to-face online PT that's sole trader doing their own thing, how you can maximize it and improve it over time, and how important systems are for that. We are both in a phase at the moment where we have a lot of competitors getting ready, myself in powerlifting, Jace in bodybuilding, so just unpacking mindset shifts around different times of the year, how we coach it, what we manage, and then just the inevitable self-doubt as a coach that comes into your mind when you do have that competitive outcome and you do have a date and you do have a really measurable outcome to deliver for clients. So it's a fun chat. Good to have him back. Before we jump into the episode, please, if you haven't already, if you're on Spotify, hit the follow, I think. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe. Makes a really big difference to the reach of the clips. Share it with a personal trainer that you know. Help them learn and see the inside of what's going on here as well. Thank you in advance. Enjoy the episode.
Yeah, sometimes I think of that, like in the other house, like we would have paid that off.
Yeah.
And it's
No
like,
mortgage.
what, like, would that compromise of like a smaller house, cheaper fittings, like not as nice an area, would that it be okay if like I had like Steph had like a Porsche Cayenne and I had a C63, like, because you could do it.
Yeah.
Because you got no debt.
Yeah.
And like 2 holidays a year, like would the lifestyle offset, like where
Is a trade-off worth it?
Yeah, I always like think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no regrets.
No regrets.
No ragettes. Raggerettes.
Yeah.
I would
be nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I think I'm good at the moment. But it would be good.
Your house is pretty dope.
Yeah, mortgage is pretty hefty.
I'm excited for you to see my new place.
Yeah, look, I'm excited to see it too.
It's nice.
Yeah. It seems like it's in a good area, and yeah, it seems like not that I liked your other house. I thought it was sick.
Me too. Yeah. We would have stayed there. Like we would have done anything to stay there, to be honest.
Yeah, it was good.
It's just very inviting to go outside.
Yeah. Seems like I've got a little deck out the front.
So deck out the back, and then the backyard's like 2 tiers.
Yeah.
So you go deck, grass, up steps, more grass, cubby house. And then down the side's got like veggie gardens and stuff.
Are they full?
They've had...
Like, is there veggies?
There's stuff in them, but they're
don't know what
fucked.
Oh,
Yeah. So I'd probably have to rip it all up and go again. Yeah. There's a chicken coop down there too.
Oh, really?
I don't think I'll get chickens there.
You know, this is totally left of what we're talking about. So I saw on Instagram today that Costco are selling long life emergency food packets.
Right.
So they're like these buckets. So think you know when you buy like a car wash pack.
Yeah.
So those buckets.
Yeah. And
they have like all these sachets of like multiple types of food. Yeah. So it's like apple, cinnamon, oats, like pasta Alfredo.
Wow.
And it can last. Guess how long the food can last for?
10 years.
10? 25 years.
Fuck me.
That's what 25, dude.
That's wild.
You'd eat it. There'd be a grace period after that too, right? Because you know how
is that best before?
Well, yeah. So you know how it's
not
like
used by. It's best before.
Let's say it goes off. It goes off on like the 18th. If it's the 19th, you're like,
yeah.
Give it a bit of a wash.
Yeah. So then 10% is like 2.5 years.
Correct. So it's like, does it work like that?
Yeah.
It's like, it's just still good. I bet you if it's like doomsday and
what for though? Like it's just for preppers?
Well, they reckon that there's a increasing demand for, like preparation for a natural disaster.
A natural disaster.
Well, that's what they're saying. Basically, the end of the world.
Interesting.
So to be like that movie,
2012.
Was it Leave the World Behind or whatever?
Yeah.
They're prepping. They got the bunker and shit.
Yeah.
So anyway,
yeah,
I know that I just totally hijacked your house.
That's fine.
And
that's way more exciting.
Yeah, and your veggie patch. But I just thought about like being self-sustaining, and then I thought about having a bunker, and then I thought about the long-term
chicken and veggies. So I'll have to turn one of the veggie patches into potatoes because it needs carbs.
Yeah, absolutely.
maybe I'll get some bees.
Potatoes must be hard to grow because it's like you don't hear.
No, they
people.
fuck your shit up.
Oh, they just take over.
Yeah.
Right, because you don't hear much about
Yeah.
someone having their own potatoes.
Listen to the Irish in me. Do you know what it is? It's watching Clarkson's Farm. It's the best show on Amazon. You're welcome.
Outside of the boys.
Yeah. So maybe some beehives. So then there's honey.
Yeah.
So we've got to keep the gains.
Yeah, you know, when I was away, so at one of the buffets, because we stayed at like some pretty good places, right? That was the only compromise. Not the only compromise, but like, that was like, I'm like, I have to stay somewhere that's better than my house for at least a week or so.
Yeah.
And in the buffet, it had like, what's it called? Is it the honeycomb?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they had it like
Unreal.
Dripping.
Yeah, dripping onto this. It was like a slanted board into a little cup.
Unreal.
And then it had the honey thing, and you just, bro, I was like, I have to have this. It just looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like proper bougie.
Was it good?
It tasted incredible.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't. Like, how do I describe it? You know, like honey here is like real thick. It's almost like molasses type. It wasn't like that. It was light. It was, it spread really easily.
Yeah, I get one from up on the mountain.
Yeah, it was so sweet too. Like, it just had this really nice, distinct honey, sweetie flavor.
So when I say like I put my honey in my coffee.
Yeah, that's that type of honey.
It's not.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure like
I can't even think of it.
They use molasses and then they put honey in it and then they just call it honey.
Right, okay.
I'm pretty sure like your jarred honey at the supermarket is not the same as like...
Yeah, even like last week, high carb week, I was putting honey on my rice.
Yum.
And I only had supermarket honey. I was like, it tastes shit.
It's not the same.
I hate it.
It's too thick.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll still eat it, but
Yeah.
But yeah, it was delightful. So yes, get bees and get honey.
Yeah. I wonder, how I would make.
Someone from Steph's work gives us honey in the honeycombs.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I've seen that actually.
She put it in the jar and gives me like the pastries, like what are they called? Baklava.
Yep.
So obviously makes it bro. So good.
So how would you make your house? What would you need? So I have like 5 veggie patches.
Yeah. Oh, so what would you need?
A big chicken coop thing.
Mm.
There's a cubby house. I don't know what we're gonna do with the cubby house. Put lambs in it.
I feel like that's for your son when he gets older. But
yeah, it's not the end
too
of the world.
far.
It's too bad, bro.
No playing field.
Yeah. Teach him how to skin animals and
can't
shit.
incite the zombies.
Just as Amy joins the live.
Teaching him to be a fucking
Got to teach him how to survive.
Yeah. It's like 4.
This is a movie. I swear I've seen this.
Yeah. Cows would make too much of a mess. So you could go with like lambs would be all right.
Chickens would be okay, but it's like you got to watch out for like, because they get sick and shit.
Well, and then you've got to obviously balance egg consumption versus like you can't just eat a chicken every day.
Well, you'd need live chickens to give you the egg,
Correct.
but then you'd also need chickens to
and
eat.
then you're just like, but chicken tastes pretty good.
Depending on how much land you have, you could have cows and then you just kill one.
No, it's in my residential house.
Yeah, we could have a cow.
Nah.
I haven't seen it, but sure.
Nah.
There's not enough space.
It's definitely not enough space.
You don't have to mow your lawn.
Because cows can't go up and down steps.
I was going to say you could eat 1 cow a year, but that's a problem now.
Well, I'd just eat kangaroo, to be honest. Fucking heaps.
Oh, yeah. Fucking earth. You could. I can't. Go in the fetal position every day. I wonder if I could eat.
I wonder if it's like I'm dying and then you eat like a kangaroo tail and you're like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
The pain's too much. I'm just going to die.
Yeah.
My moderate intolerance to this
now.
meat.
I wonder if I could eat it now. I just don't want to buy it and eat it.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through the process and then be in pain.
Imagine the actual society now though is just like the only way that you can live now is milk.
Yeah.
And people are just like, no, I'll shit myself.
Yeah.
I'll die.
Oh, no. I swear to God, like, people with digestive issues with food, they just don't give a fuck. They're just like, I'm rolling this dice.
Yeah,
bro.
100%. Send it.
Like, I told you the stories about my father-in-law. He doesn't give a fuck, and he is so lactose intolerant. Like, you could drop, a little eye drop. If you drop that on his skin, he'd be like, oh, I'm going to shit myself. Like, and this motherfucker has like 2 milkshakes when we're out at a restaurant.
Why not?
And then he'll walk around the shops like, he's like, I need to go to the toilet. I'm like, didn't think about hanging around at the restaurant to use the bathroom there, bro.
Live your best life, bro. Get yours. I like it.
So I feel like, yeah, even I had a client, like, he's just like, oh, I just ate a heap of ice cream last night and just spent the night on the toilet, so I feel like shit today. I'm like, so if you knew that was going to happen, like, why did you do it?
It's worth it.
It's just like, I felt like ice cream.
Yeah. It's worth
So yeah, that's what I mean. Like, people just don't care. They're just like, I'm rolling this dice and living with the consequences.
Yeah. I just with the current like lack of exposure to life 500 years ago kind of thing, just be like, if you don't eat this, you'll die. And Jason's like, no, I'm intolerant to kangaroo, thanks.
Yeah. I saw a meme.
It's the only protein you can have for the next 10
I would
days.
eat it. I would eat
like,
it.
Nah.
I reckon I could. I don't know. Like, I haven't had it for like 10 years, so
I'll get a tummy ache.
Yeah, have you seen that meme where it's like the Last Supper and then someone's like, oh, I'm gluten intolerant?
Yeah.
Like, and then someone else is like, I'm vegetarian with the fish.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, I ate too much salmon in a bodybuilding prep once.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
That's actually how it happens. Cooked salmon, it's a no for me, dog.
It's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think lambs are the solution.
Lambs are the
And
solution.
then you could grow a couple of big ones, and then you could shear them once a year, and then you got warm clothes.
Do lambs get a thing like sheep? Like, do they get a big... I don't know anything about...
Lambs just little sheep. There's babies.
Oh, so they still get a coat?
Yeah,
Like,
that's not enough. I could maybe dress LJ.
yeah. I feel like we'd go kill a bear or something.
Fuck,
and
if
wear
there's
it.
any like vegan, vegetarian people, they have left the chat.
Yeah, it's the end of the world. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Put yourself in our shoes
Yeah.
if it was the end of the world.
There is no morals
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, it's called the food chain.
All
We're
right.
here to survive.
What would you grow?
Potatoes.
Yeah.
Oh, but they fuck shit up.
Yeah, but if they're in a box, I think they'll be okay.
Okay. Potatoes in a
It's
box.
like raise it off the ground.
Yeah, they're like, like maybe 2 of those wide, 2 deep.
You need to go with food that gets massive because it's about
Volume.
supply.
And like
Yeah,
speed.
just like
speed
calorie
too.
dense. Oh, fruit trees.
Yeah,
My
fruit,
pear trees are ornamental. It's disappointing.
fruit tree. I don't really like pumpkin, but they get real big
Pumpkin's good.
because they
It's
get
not enough calories.
they get big.
Do some corn.
We're growing vegetables, bro. What's the
You know,
highest?
I'm just trying to think. How do we grow?
What's the highest calorie vegetable
how do
anyway?
how do we grow the most amount of calories? That's where my brain is
Yeah,
right now.
and
So
we're
it's
not-
like potato.
Yeah, that's still not.
And that's it.
That's not a dense food.
Nah.
These are all diet food.
Definitely going back to 55 kilos, aren't I? It's
Yeah,
happening.
absolutely.
It's disappointing.
Yeah, I'm just growing the food that I'll actually eat.
Yeah.
So
So
it'd be
potato,
like carrot.
pumpkin, carrot.
Yeah.
Need a leafy green.
Yeah, like spinach.
Yeah.
It's easy to grow.
I think there's bok choy in there at the moment.
Yeah,
It's pretty
cool.
good.
Yeah, bok choy's alright. Bit of soy sauce.
Cabbage
it.
is quick, I think.
Yeah. Turns over
It's also
fast.
disgusting.
Then would you do a fruit tree or berries?
Fruit. Like
What can we grow here?
You do something that would be like nearly all seasons.
What grows when
Like,
it's...
does apples grow all the time? I don't know.
Nah.
Like, damn.
No, and I don't know if they grow where it's fucking cold.
berries aren't going to grow in fucking freezing cold.
What about tomatoes?
Tomatoes will. Tomatoes grow.
Hey, it feels like 0. Where are my berries?
We grew blackberries at the old house.
Yeah,
plant in the backyard.
It's just be seasonal. You'd be living like a Viking. Like,
Yeah.
the winter's coming. Like, you know, need to go kill shit.
Let's go get 7 kangaroos.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think kangaroos are the solution.
I agree. Because they're pests, so they
Heaps of them. Yeah.
what do you call them? They
Multiply.
multiply a lot.
Reproduce.
So you wouldn't have an issue of supply.
No. Just every other house nearby would also be going to the golf course to kill a kangaroo.
Yeah, maybe you can keep some to
Well, that's what I was like,
have a little kangaroo
how do I
brothel.
trap them? How do I trap them? Because they're
Well-
much stronger than me.
Nah, I feel like I don't know. I guess if they're the only supply of food, we will eat them. We will out eat their breeding rate.
Yeah.
Maybe there's periods of time where we have to go vegetarian.
There's a lot of kangaroos.
You'd have to have rules in the community. So it's like from this month to this month. If you get caught eating a kangaroo,
Imagine the residence page.
if you get caught eating a kangaroo, like,
Post-apocalyptic.
you get executed. you got to make an example.
So the residence page goes back to the town square,
and you
and
burn
then
them.
Karen gets up there
Oh,
and goes,
100%.
I saw
Yeah.
Robbie
And they
eat
go to
2
trial.
kangaroos.
And they go to trial, and then we burn them.
Trial by combat.
That's it. If
Drown 'em
you
in the
fuck with
creek.
the food supply, you get taught a lesson.
Drown him in the creek.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And the strongest person like runs the village. And the only way to be the strongest, but you have to fight them. It's got to go back to.
I was about to say define the strongest.
Well, it has to be hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, I'm gonna struggle.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not SBD.
We can't deadlift.
I've been watching. I just watched the new season of Vikings Valhalla. So I'm just like all primitive right now.
Yeah,
so I'm like the only way to sort out an actual problem is to fight people with swords.
Yeah. I think if I could deadlift, I feel like I'd be like top 10 at least, and then I've at least have a position of power.
You can be like the advisor to the position of power. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
You just got to play your cards right.
Yeah.
So you're running the village
It's
through.
way smarter because you're not at risk.
You're running the village through the dude that's all brawn.
Yeah. Your kangaroo soup's not going to get poisoned like that.
No.
You don't want to be the top dog.
Absolutely not. But that's how we solve the problem. So we've got it sorted.
Okay.
There's periods in the year where you're not allowed to eat the kangaroos so they can breed and multiply.
Mm-hmm.
If you get caught eating the kangaroos during that time, you get burnt alive. Sorted.
And we're growing our own veggies.
Yeah.
Getting some lambs.
Yeah, we need potatoes because we need to make
There's
alcohol.
heaps of rabbits around too.
We need to make alcohol.
Rabbits breed
with the
quick.
skins.
You have rabbits gone.
So maybe the like lead, what would you call it? So like Hunger Games, so you have like the top of the chain, the top of the food chain people, they get to eat kangaroo, and then like all the ones that lost their hand-to-hand combat, they have to eat rabbit.
I'm down with that. If you're not good enough to eat the kangaroo,
Fuck them.
You need to work your way up to that to the promised land.
Jesus. I like it. The worst thing is my wife's probably watching like, no, I really want to make our house sustainable though. She fucking will.
My mum's got one of those sustainable houses.
That's dope.
Everything's like, she lives in the rainforest and everything. They buy their own water and stuff if they need it, but most of the time it just fills up over the...
Run it through the yard and shit, hey. Water's
bro.
everything.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's got like a biodegradable toilet and shit. Yeah. Like composts it and it's crazy, bro. Living off the grid.
My mind went to like bugs and worms and shit. So like to make compost for your stuff.
You need to learn to fight better. Because that's like the rung below the rabbits.
Yeah, no, but
I would never be
You
doing
get to eat kangaroo, then you get to eat rabbit, and then you just like crickets and worms.
Yeah.
Yeah, but think of how many uses they are, and you'd be actually self-sustaining.
Absolutely.
Protein, composts.
For those people that need them who can't fight,
Yeah, I've seen some.
Because let's be real, if it goes down to the end of the world, it's like it's all brute force. It's like the people running the show are the ones that overpowered everybody else, and everyone's too scared to like challenge them.
Yeah.
Think about what would happen.
No, it's got to be the guy that's like.
It's the person who owns the most guns in our day and age.
Yeah, it's
yes, but there'd be some smarter person whispering in his ears.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
That guy.
But
talks
you've got to
shit
be.
about you.
Yeah, but like
it's like.
But as the masses.
No, I have the example for you.
Okay.
The analogy. It's the Malfoy from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It's like the the top guy isn't the biggest. He has goons.
Yeah, agreed.
You just talk shit.
But they have the firepower.
Yeah, but you've got to be the one that can.
You got to be able to manipulate
the goons.
Absolutely.
To be on your team.
Yeah, but if I owned all the guns, I would get all the people who want to use those guns to enforce like my law.
You just got to sweet talk them as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but if I was like, I'm gonna help you take over this place. You got the guns.
Oh yeah.
I got the plan.
But what I'm trying to say is, let's say I had all the guns.
But yes, the solution would be violence.
I just want someone to say I can just murder everyone.
No, but if I even say we go back 100 years and you had like all the swords and you were like the best fighter.
Yeah.
You're going to attract other people that are in a similar position to you because you're already the best fighter.
Yes.
So even if you were smarter than me, but you didn't have the group because they all came to me because I could overpower you, you're still in a really bad spot. Unless I would unless you can talk your way into my group.
I would argue that the best fighter throughout
history. What Jace
is
saying is he's bigger than everyone.
Bigger than you.
Absolutely not.
The best fighter usually throughout history serves someone else.
Yeah.
So you have to be
Agreed.
that guy.
Well, you do.
Yeah.
But like,
because I'm just accepting this. I'm accepting that I'm not going to be the best fighter.
Yeah.
But like,
I'm just thinking like, let's say right now, if the world ended,
put us in
I'm looking for the dude who has all of the stuff.
Yeah.
Like, because then I'm going to be his friend. So that's what the smart person is going to do, right? Mm-hmm. They're going to look for the dude in the position that has the things to take over the world.
Yeah.
But if you're the guy that has the shit, you get to decide
who that is.
If you blow this dude's head off or if you take him in.
Fuck.
So, yeah, it's a 50-50 chance.
I'll never look at Gisborne the same again.
Ben just
it's
pushing his pram around. I was like, I could take him.
It's ground zero. It's ground zero. If the end of the world comes, we'll just migrate up the mountain.
Kangaroos.
Yeah. So I went for a walk yesterday morning, whatever, this week. It's a running neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like
doesn't surprise me.
Proper.
How far is it further from the gym?
Technically closer, but on the other side of town.
Okay.
Yeah, which is dope. So 2 minutes to the gym. Love it.
Running side of town.
Don't know what that was.
I just did that with my watch.
Oh.
I just started Spotify on my phone.
Impressive.
By trying to clean my watch.
Impressive.
Anyway. Yeah.
Running neighborhood.
Lots of running. Lots of like lycra and like.
Is it flatter where you live?
Headbands that cover ears. Much.
Yeah, well, that's why they run.
Ah.
No one's running.
So they're pussies.
No one's running where you.
Yeah. Only I was running on the mountains.
That's it. There's always a reason.
Yeah.
Because I know that's what if I were to run, I would make that decision
Make sure
based
it's
on how flat it is. I even walk based on that.
Yeah, look, it's not flat, but it's definitely flatter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember even when we were on holidays, we'll walk in places because sometimes like it's embarrassing to get a taxi,
Yeah.
but then you just saw the terrain. I'm like, I will walk there. I'm not walking home.
Yeah.
I will pay the $1.50 for the taxi.
You get halfway and you're like, nah,
yeah, it's a bad idea.
This is a bad choice.
There's a couple of times we did that. I'm like,
did you have the, I guess the flight isn't that long. The like, there's always a moment when I've gone Europe, America, halfway home that I'm like, I would have paid $6,000 for that ticket.
Dude. So, yes, multiple times. So
that business ticket's worth it. Right
absolutely. So I went to upgrade. So I actually nearly upgraded us to business class on the way home. Not accidentally. I was legitimately trying to. So you get these emails of like, hey, you can put a bid in, you get whatever. Yeah. So I was like, it's overnight. I wouldn't mind a bed. Garuda business class is supposed to be very, very good. So I did my research and was very happy with what I was seeing.
Yep.
Staggered cubicles. Yep. So anyway, I went to put in a bid, and it was in is it rupees or whatever?
Yeah.
And it was like $950 to upgrade. So I was like, okay. So I went to press accept, and then I just looked up the top of the screen, and it was ×2.
Ooh. Yeah.
So then I was like, well, we better hold the fort here and ask my wife, because $900, $950, I can just make that transaction and ask for forgiveness. Nearly $2,000, there is no asking for forgiveness, and I don't want to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
So we didn't end up doing it because she was like, babe, like, if you're going to do it, like, you're going to sleep, like, you're not going to enjoy it. Like, you want to be awake to, like, take in the experience.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's a really good point. So we were third row from the front.
Yep.
And that's where all the babies are.
Oh, no.
So we were really excited to be the first off the plane.
Yeah.
But we get in there, we walk to our seats. So we're in the middle two of four.
Yep.
To both of us.
Uh-huh.
To the right is like this lady with this, I don't know, 8-month-old kid.
Yep.
It's 10 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
And I just went, fuck, in my face. And then the guy next to me has a face mask on, and he's sweating bullets, and he's coughing and shit. And I'm like, quickly searching up, like, can I get COVID twice in 2 weeks? It's like, apparently it's pretty rare. So, and then I could just see, because we were third row, I could see the business class before they closed the curtains. And I said to Steph,
before they put the peasants to bed.
Yeah, I was like, I would fucking throw $1,800 for me and leave you here right now.
How long was the flight?
6 hours.
Oh, yeah. $2,000 for 6 hours I wouldn't do.
Nah, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fell asleep and all. Like, the kid was actually really good.
Had,
the whole time.
One of my clients took me to France with him for a month. And, like, it wasn't even, like, a complaint or anything. So him and his son had business class flights over.
Yeah.
And I was obviously in cattle. So kind of walking through, and he's like, oh, like, you'll be able to sleep. And I was like, I don't expect to sleep at all. Like, if my head is above my shoulders, I cannot sleep. And he was like, oh, we'll see what we can do. I'm like, no, like, it's fucking fine. Like, you're taking me. It's all good.
Yeah.
Get to the Qantas thing, and they're like, "Oh, how much is the upgrade for one ticket over?"
Yeah, 6.
This is 9 years ago.
Yeah,
8 years ago, and they were like, "Oh, it's $8,000."
Yeah,
and he's just like, "I love you, bro, but
not that much."
I was like, "I wouldn't accept that ever."
Yeah, that's one of the on the the box tick definitely getting like business or first class like on a long haul
to Europe. Yeah,
on a long haul it's definitely My dad's flying business class to Europe in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
I was like, good on you, man.
Yeah.
That's good.
Live that.
Yeah, absolutely. You worked hard, got yourself in this position. Enjoy it.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I think they sort of I've heard say do it so then you aspire to it.
Well, I had these conversations with myself so much, right? Because I said to Steph, sometimes I keep the car because, I don't have to have it. But I'm like, it motivates me to, not just pay it off, but, make sure I live at a standard that I want and push for more. And then I'm like, so maybe the business is here. I am trying to justify it to myself, yeah? And I'm like, maybe that's what I need to do. Go and experience it. And then it's like, cool, this is... another level of a lifestyle. Yeah. But then I said to Steph, I also don't think that I could go and get a car that's not as good as the current one that I have. So then I'm like, I don't want to live outside my means by just taking business class everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like that,
Amy and I've had this conversation quite a bit, especially pre-COVID when we were had no responsibilities and we were doing pretty good.
Yeah.
We said all the time, we've got 1 foot in each.
Yeah.
It's we've experienced all of the nice shit.
Yeah.
We went and had when we were in, where was that? Dublin, maybe? Edinburgh, I think.
Yeah.
We went to this fucking super fancy hotel and had champagne that was $80 and sat in this big foyer and blah, blah, blah. And it's just we've had so many experiences that are bougie as fuck.
Yeah.
But then it's we still have to go.
You can always rough it a bit.
We still have to go to the normal hotel.
Yeah. And you still have to sit in the middle of the plane.
Yeah. And for our honeymoon, there was one night overlap between. So this is the perfect definition, right? So Dad has this timeshare thing. We have free accommodation, heaps of spots around the world.
Yeah.
So there's one night overlap between the two.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's our honeymoon. Told the travel agent, whatever the nicest spot is,
get
it. I want that for one night.
Yeah.
So then you experience that, and then you go to the free accom. You're like,
levels.
Yeah.
Levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened on our trip. The middle accommodation was 3.5 star. Still, the view was amazing because we picked it for the view.
Yep.
And then I was like, let's get the. I asked for an upgrade everywhere I went as well, Ben. Thought you'd be proud of me.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, asked for an upgrade everywhere.
Yep.
Got it in 2
spots. Did you get any for free?
Nah, but I got them for much cheaper because if they're free when you get there, no one's occupying them.
Yeah.
We got them cheaper than if we booked it.
That's good.
So I was like, sweet. And then because the middle one wasn't as good as the first one was the best.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh,
fuck
this place is alright. Can't wait to leave. It's bed shit. Oh, we had to sleep in a double bed.
Yeah.
So all right, we're not big. Steph's 5'2".
Yeah.
I'm 5'7", and yeah, there was 180 kilos, if that, in this bed.
Yeah.
No, not even 150 kilos.
Yeah.
And she was fucking elbows. I was holding on for dear life to just get some blanket. I'm pretty sure one night I just put a towel on me because she was just used to. Then we get to the next location, and they were it was a super king. So it was bigger than our bed at home. And bro, I look over the first day. You literally could have fit another couple in between us. We were so far away from each other. It was this is my bed.
Yeah, fuck you. You
this
go
is my
over
bed.
there.
My fucking blanket.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, you get there's definitely a standard of lifestyle that you kind of want to aspire to, but I just want to make sure I can stay there. You know, you don't want to go there too soon.
Yeah.
So I think with the business class thing, I said to Steph, that trip, I was in my head, I'm the next time we do this, we're flying business class.
Yeah.
So I've just set myself a goal to get there.
Yeah.
Because we're going to fly to Greece and stuff. So I'm it's going to be 18 hours or whatever it is. I'm if it takes 2 years to put us in a position for me to let go of that 16 grand or whatever, I'm don't give a fuck.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Don't care. It's happening.
Yeah.
So you need those little...
Yeah, you just need a little taste.
You need those little benchmarks, I think. And whatever that is for anybody. Like, we set benchmarks in your business, set benchmarks, like, in your lifestyle. Like,
you might not have saw it. I think you might have been back. I posted, so we took all the beds down, like, a couple of days before.
Yep.
Because I had work and shit. And just like...
Oh, you sleeping on the floor?
Seeing my mattress on the floor, I was just like, fuck.
Point cook days.
This was I legit did this for like 6 months. Just slept on a mattress on the floor.
I slept on a mattress on the floor because someone broke my bed for ages. My 21st birthday.
Just left it.
Someone passed out on my bed and broke it. So I took the base off it and just slept on the floor for
Yeah, it was wild.
I just wouldn't fly now.
Nah. It was a long way down. Now it's rough.
Yep.
Interesting, like you said though, like the standard stuff that you put in place.
Yeah, I'm definitely used to a particular lifestyle now.
Yeah.
And I'm okay about it. Like, there's a couple of times I was like, oh man, am I being like just too inflexible?
Yeah.
And then I was just like, no, I fucking like what I like, Ben. You work hard to get into this position. Like, it's like, why the fuck do I have to compromise? Like, if I want the nice room and, all the nice shit, like,
do it.
Fucking have at it. If you can do it, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm kind of at that point now.
Yeah.
Where, not going to do it if I can't, but if I can, I'm absolutely going to do it. I'm absolutely going to enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember those moments just being like a restaurant and shit though.
Yeah.
Just like being able to go to the nice.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah. Yeah, there was definitely a period like...
And you wouldn't go buy an outfit because you were like, I'm going to get a new outfit for this as well. You had to go buy an outfit because you didn't have one.
You didn't have anything to wear. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I understand.
That stuff was wild.
Yeah, and then like you'd pick a restaurant and like you wouldn't go there regularly. Like it was a big deal. And even just staying at a place, like you would just go, we can stay here for a couple of days and like it's a special thing.
We laugh about it now, like when we travel, like travel's supposed to be better than your house.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to do now.
Yeah. Yeah, Steph and I had a lot of conversations like that, especially in the first couple of days. Because I feel like the first couple of days was the biggest culture shock.
Yeah.
Because once, like, the halfway through the trip, we weren't talking about life at home. Because we'd adapted to eating out every day.
Yep.
Getting bad coffee, living out of a suitcase. I mean, there was a few times where we were just like, I just want to sleep in my own bed.
Yeah.
But it wasn't enough to, like, get homesick or anything.
Yep.
But then it was like a cool reminder that, like, we had some pretty cool chats, like, over dinner and stuff. And I'm like, we'll build a good lifestyle at home. Like, I think this is a good reminder that, we don't have to escape it. Like, we can enjoy the world and have good holidays. But, like, life at home's really good for us.
So I wonder how far down the road you need to get that then you go the other way.
Yeah.
So tune into the Fit podcast where I just divulge my TV viewing. But like take Clarkson for example. Apparently he got like 100 mil for that series.
Yeah, the farm one.
Yeah. This dude's like out in the fucking rain and mud and like laying on the floor pulling carbs and all sorts of shit.
I feel like for some people, because I have this thought, and I even just think about my mum. Mm-hmm. So she has this like acre property in the rainforest up in like Queensland. I mean, she's always doing shit.
Yeah.
So it's like you go do the thing that's going to keep you stimulated. Because like, what happens if there's nothing to do, man.
So his theory at the start was like, I'll just do a year, and then go back to London. And they were filming Grand Tour and stuff all the way through, and he was just like, I don't want to go back. This is the best.
Yeah. Well,
so even like I got friends that are like Maltese that have properties that they like just like go and burn off and chop wood and fucking...
That's what I mean. There's always something to do, right?
Yeah.
But if you're in London, you're like, oh, let's go to this cafe. And it's like, it gets a bit...
But there's so many rich, very well-off, wealthy people that you can't buy better than what you have.
Yeah, so then they go...
If you live in the $10 million house, where the fuck do you go on holiday that's better than that? So then do you go, all right, well, I'm going to rough it because that's fun.
Because it's a culture shock.
I'm going to...
different.
Camp through the Kimberleys. I'm going to walk Kilimanjaro. Like, I'm going to put myself in the opposite end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's fun. I wonder where that level
different.
is.
Yeah, I totally understand that.
Like, I'm going to go to the Philippines, but I'm going to stay in a village hut.
Yeah, in the village, yeah.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, tell you what.
And, like, buy the town.
Yeah, it's big culture shock.
Yeah.
Big Very,
We
very
got a family that
fortunate reminder.
I think it's the Philippines. They do it. They buy cows and shit for them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just turned when I got hammered.
Maybe they should buy me.
When I got hammered, I just turned into an ATM. Like I was just giving people money. I remember one day, like I was just drunk as, and like you could tell, like they were like, "Hey, this dude's fucking paying out, yeah," because they were coming over to me, just like giving me everything. Hey, boss, this and that. And I'm just like, "Here you go, bro. This that." This dude gave me this. Like I don't even know if like what he said he makes in a week is true.
Yeah.
And then I just gave that to him.
Yeah.
Like just there and then. And then his mate comes over and I was like, all right, whatever. And then Steph, and I know Steph's the same. Like, so then I saw her like getting into the wallet and shit. And I'm like, babe, I've already given money. She's like, it's like $10, bro. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm just thinking, because it's in the thousands or the hundreds.
It
right?
sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a fight.
This is the only way we could give back at that time, right?
I had a fight with a taxi driver in Bali. It turned out to be over $2.
Yeah.
But it was the principle.
I agree, and I did the same.
So every time I'd gone to the gym, it had been like $4 or something.
Yeah.
Whatever that.
Yeah, it should be like 4,000 or whatever.
Yeah, or 40 maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I jumped in this, getting to him from the gym.
Yeah.
Jumped in the car and I'm like, that's not right.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh no, it's lots of traffic. I'm like, I've done this trip 6 times this week.
Yeah.
Like, it's not right. And he's like, no. I'm like, just because, and I'd paid, because it was a note. Yeah. I'd paid every other driver what he had on the meter. Yeah. But I was like, you ripped me off. So I got out, waited for someone else who quoted me under and then paid the same.
Yeah. Steph's dad did the same.
You try and manipulate me, I'm fucking out.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a guy like, so we were in the taxi going back to our place, and then he was like trying to get the job for tomorrow because we're going to like Canggu. Yeah. So that's like significantly more, like still not that much, like $15. Yeah. To go like an hour in a car. And then we got out at the place, and then he tried to charge us what would be the price for tomorrow. Like, and I just said to him, I'm like, so I know the price for this, and it's this much. And I said, just letting you know that you're not getting the job tomorrow because you tried to rip us off. Yeah. So so just sit with that and have a nice day. Yeah. Gave him the money and just walked out. It's like, like the way it's like, it's all principle. You be nice, do the right thing. Correct. You'll get rewarded. Yeah. And you'll probably get more. Like, yeah. But anyway.
How was working while you were traveling? We're joking about
super fun.
Like the Bali fucking.
It was super fun. I was a little bit like, when Sunday come around, I did have like 2 out of 10 anxiety about managing that day and making sure that like Steph didn't feel like I didn't feel like I was impeding Steph's day, because I wanted to make sure that like I wasn't ruining the holiday. Yeah. But she was like obviously super understanding. She's just like kept saying like, you just do what you got to do. I'll look after myself. Yeah. But then I realized like I said to you, how much time we waste at home, because I was just like in a corner, set up, and I'm like, I'm getting this done. Yeah. Do it properly. But I'm going to do it properly and as quick as I can. Yep. And just amazed at the amount of work you can do when your phone's away. Yeah. Because your phone's away and you want to do the task, so you can just get on with the rest of the day. And I just did so much more work. Yeah. Yeah.
I find that I do the cafe day.
Well, it kind of felt like that.
I try and do either 1 or 2. I'd love to do twice a week. You usually get 1. And I can do a day's worth of like writing tasks in 3 hours. Yeah. 2 hours.
Yeah. The only thing I missed is obviously like, excuse me, my setup is good for some of the people that I coach, because I need the 2 screens.
That's the friction for check-in stuff.
Yeah. So when I did the check-ins, like for most of my people it's fine, but like the competitors, like you got their photos up, I've got like a spreadsheet that tracks like all the data together. Yeah. But I still look at their data on the app, but it's just easier to have the total calories, how many times they have a refeed, what day of the week, how much do they weigh, blah, blah, blah. So having all of that, like me looking through the tabs and stuff, it was taking forever. Yeah. But that's okay, because I've got like 10 of them or whatever. So the rest of them was easy to just look through the data and look through the stuff.
There's some jobs that I'm like, this is cafe laptop. Yeah. It's usually copywriting, campaigns. Yeah. Like, shit that I need to write out to get to people or whatever. But even slides and shit like that can be a little bit slow on the laptop. Yeah. You just like, that's a 2-screen job.
Correct.
This is a sit and type job. The sit and type without distractions at a cafe. untouchable.
Yeah, I can see how people I can see how people just do the coaching thing. But then sometimes I'm like, getting the right setup, like there were times when I was just like stacking fucking shit to look at the laptop at a good posture and shit. Like I was like, I don't know how people do this. Like, but they obviously just like go somewhere where like they stay in a place where like it's conducive to doing it. Where like I was just making do with where I was.
Yeah.
So some of the places had desks, some of them didn't.
Yeah.
Some of the places had like conference rooms, so I just asked to like work in there.
I think it depends on what you have at home too. Like most coaches probably only work from a laptop.
Yeah, because I take it to the gym and stuff.
Yeah, well, like I fucking sat at my kitchen table for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amy always had the office.
But yeah, it was good. I never like went, I've got to do this tomorrow or whatever.
Did you do all your clients?
Yeah, so some of mine were pretty understanding / very generous.
Yeah.
And they were just like, I'd set them up with everything before I left. So I was very prepared. It's one thing that, you know me. So everyone had their programs, even if it was not ready to go, I had it all ready to go to release it. And then everyone had like their diet sorted, and I kind of just said to everyone like, look, I don't really want to change your diet while I'm away.
Yeah.
So I'm like, just whatever we do, just understand you're going to have that for the time, and just learn how to change the food if you want to. So yeah, and then other people, so with that, some people were just like, I'll be fine for the 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They're like, don't worry.
Yeah, half the time in my experience, like people just won't check in.
Yeah, the first week,
I don't need anything.
Basically,
enjoy your holiday.
The first week, I kind of just made that. Like, if you knew I did your check in, because I don't want that disconnect in that vital period at start. Competitors, I made a promise to them that I would be there all the time. So, and you know, I kind of want to do it anyway. And then some of them, I was just like, yeah, no check in next week, no problems. And then some of them were just like, I don't need you for 3 weeks. Go enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Which I was like, I'm available, and I would always just, do you need anything from me type deal?
Yeah.
Because I couldn't just not speak to them for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And that was fine. Got back, everyone was good, everyone's doing really well.
Yeah, it's good.
And I feel like that made the transition back to work easier, because I was always doing a little bit of stuff.
Speaks to the coaching systems that are in place too.
Yeah.
To be able to just be like, I'm hands off. I can send a message, do you need anything? No. Yeah. Like, that's a good sign that the systems are rolling the way that they're supposed to, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. And like, you know, you and I are past that phase now where we feel like, you know, you have to like give for the value to be there.
Yeah.
Like, everything's there for them to use however they like. Like, you know, people don't get nervous when someone doesn't use the swimming pool at a gym. Yeah. So we should be the same when people don't, you know, do whatever. Yeah. It's like, if it's infrequently, like a check-in's a big core component of like the coaching service, but for like a week here and there, it's not a big deal. Like, it's not against, it's like not a pattern enough to be against like the way you do things. Yeah.
Especially if they're still progressing.
Yeah.
Like if there's data there and there's whatever, like it's...
Yeah. I don't know how many times I've had someone like do a bit of a hiatus for like a couple of weeks, and they're like, I'm just killing it. I just didn't need...
Yeah. Just need anything.
Just didn't think to let you know, and I'm just doing it. So now I'm like, sweet, if I don't hear from you.
I was that client with my last coach as well. So I think that changed a little bit for me, because now I train a lot of coaches. It's like, I get it. Like, I was the same.
Yeah, I don't have any...
And then if you send me a problem, I'll fucking old mate on the whiteboard with the string.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'll do that for you for a 20-minute check-in. Yeah. And I'll fix a problem, and then you'll be like, sweet, that's all I need for another 4 weeks.
Yeah, I think a key part of your longevity as a coach, especially online, is just being able to disconnect from that. Yeah. Like, I don't bat an eyelid now when they don't check in. Yeah. Like, you don't check in, don't check in. Yeah. Like, I'll be like, hey, can I get a check-in? Do you need anything? And that's it. Yeah. Move on to the next one. Mm-hmm. Everything's there if you need it. I'm available to you because I've let it, and you just move on. Yeah. Because if you get worked up all the time, like, it's just draining.
Yeah, and even just like the thought that means it's a bad client too.
Yeah, and it's a bad experience. So then you delay your check-ins. Because I used to have periods when I was first starting it, like where I'm just like, oh, everyone's not going to check in. Yeah. Like, this client's, you know, not doing well, or, you know, they're not following the plan. So I just keep delaying it because I was just delaying the inevitable bad experience. Yeah. Where now I'm just like, sweet, it's 11 a.m., getting into it.
Yeah. It's always the weeks that you're running behind. You open it up and you're like, every single person checked in this week. Fuck.
I'm actually really fortunate. Like, I don't know if it's fortunate, but most of mine do.
Yeah, I'd say probably 80%. I have a few fortnightlies and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So sometimes you open up, you're like,
Yep.
And I think I have a few monthlies that all land on the same week.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden it's like normal check-in days like 10 to 15 to
Yeah.
all of a sudden you open up to 20 and you're like,
Yep.
Fuck, it's 3:30, 4 o'clock. I'm starting these now.
Yep.
Message my wife, I'll be late.
Yeah. Yep. I used to think typing out responses was faster.
Nah, no way.
Doing the loom's so much quicker now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was like, if I have bad internet, I might just type in the thing in the chat. And then I was trying it. And then I was like, fuck, man, I could have spoken this out by now.
Once you're good at it.
Correct.
You don't fluff around. There's not 700 ums and ahs. And
Yeah. So then I was like, nah, just fucking loom it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was good. It was good. I definitely would go away now and have no issues.
So I think this is, outside of the gym equipment, would be the longest that you've gone away and we haven't needed contact.
Yeah, absolutely. The business has never been in this position where, like most of the times, if I left, it was like a huge percentage of the business was leaving.
Yeah.
And someone couldn't fill that.
Role. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like now everyone can kind of get by.
I think that's the shift has been. I was talking to a couple of the boys that are kind of going down the same road of us. Partnership, bringing on coaches, all that kind of stuff. Early days, we just did the same job.
Yeah.
2 of us.
Correct.
Now it's like, you do this job, you do this job, you do this job.
Yeah.
So then it's just like, well, that role needs to either be done before or after.
Yeah.
Or what needs to happen during it. And then it's like, cool,
who can do what just to get it by.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, I must admit, it was very nice to just like, I know you guys were like, stop getting on Slack and blah, 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 but like, I just was curious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you care about your business. Like, you don't want to just like, something you literally every minute of the day think and act in, just disconnect from
The
it.
Slack was pretty positive the whole 3 weeks as well, so it wasn't.
Yeah, that's it.
It's more like you don't want to log in there and see a fire.
Yeah,
like,
when you rang me about the gym equipment and shit, I was like, fuck. Like, when you said I need to speak to you, I was like, fuck, this is not going to be positive because I know you would never want to disrupt my holiday. So I was a little bit stressed for a bit about that.
Yeah, I rang Dad first and I was like, I have to call Jason. And I don't want to.
Yeah.
But I have to.
Yeah, but that's fine. Like, that's the cost of doing what we do, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's things that it's just like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, so I was fully aware that going away on holidays, like, at any given moment, like, you guys could ring me and be like, I need this, or this has happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool, that's fine. You know, bringing the laptop to work with my clients is just the price of, what you do and how we do it. So it was fun. But it was very rewarding to see you guys do stuff and see that, signing the gym members up and putting all the equipment together and all of that was getting done. Like, it's like, it felt like you just didn't need me.
Yeah.
You could do the stuff. Like, you weren't waiting for me to get home.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really good.
I felt like that when I was off with LJ too.
Yeah.
It's like, it's all still.
Yeah. I feel like that was better than when you went away. Like, when you went away the first time on your honeymoon, like, I had no idea what to do.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really know what you did.
Yeah.
Where that time
it wasn't systemized enough.
Yeah. And then we didn't have a meeting and shit where last time I was like, I need every task that you do. Yeah. And I need every task that you need me to do. Absolutely.
Which is just like, manage all of these people.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a sign of like maturity for the both of us though. Like, for me to be aware of like what your job is and like be prepared for it. And then, for you to put those systems together and just that like running sheet, you were like, right, this needs to be on this day, this needs to be on this day. And I was like, sweet, I've got everything. So you can just go and come back when you feel like it. Yeah. Which, I think if you're a small business trying to expand, like, the lesson is that you're not going to get it right the first time. Like, you're not going to get it right the second time. Yeah. Like, because we've done this for a long time. Yeah. But you'll get to a point where you can step away and have people come in and things just keep moving forward. Yeah. But the first time it might stay where it is. Yeah. Even the first time, like, possibly it could go backwards a tiny bit. Yeah. But not a lot. And then you want to get it to a position. I think the litmus test of like success for that of where your business is, where you can step out of it, is if it doesn't go backwards first, and then like A+ is your business made progression and you were on holidays.
Yeah.
Like one of my mates was like, how awesome is it that you're on holidays, like hanging out with us, and like your business is moving forward? And I was like,
yeah,
I've worked for 8 years for this to happen.
Yeah. I think I said that to you, like, welcome to our new coach, Mimi. Congratulations. When Mimi agreed to come on board, I was like, you made it, bro. You're
such an awesome feeling.
You're on the beach and we got a new coach.
Yeah, it was such an awesome feeling to see that happen. And then, even just see the coaching inquiries coming in and, you know, all of that stuff. It's like, this is all a manifestation of the work up to this point.
Yeah.
You know, and then, every now and then you need time to reflect on that. Because if we were just like here, you know, like we always talk about not celebrating those little things. Even with the gym, you're like, stop, enjoy yourself. Because you and I are just like more.
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah.
So that was a time where I could just consciously go, this is all the work I've done up to this point is a manifestation of this.
Yeah.
You know, and that's cool. You know, it's a really rewarding thing.
So for a sole trader, I think every PT that goes on holidays for the first time, your business goes backwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you fuck it up.
You just like don't do anything.
Yeah.
Just go.
And we talk about all the time, like with Standout, from a sales and marketing point of view, the biggest challenge is telling personal trainers they have problems, solving problems for personal trainers they don't realize they have.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big ones. Like, you go on holidays and you come back, you're like, I lost 8 clients.
And you also had no traction inside your business at the same time.
And I have no reliable method of putting them back on
quickly
in a short period of time. I got no inquiries when I was gone. There's not even just like, that's okay, I just do this.
Yeah.
Like, cool. So if I need 8, I need 16, which means I need to talk to 30.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. So I just need to talk to 30 people in 2 weeks, then I'll be fine.
Yeah.
They just don't even have that in the bank. And then like onboarding's fucked. Yeah. So to put on 8 clients is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Because I've got to write 8 programs from scratch, and I've got to create 8 folders and send 700 links and all of that shit.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the things that PTs, when we are on here fucking every week, systems, processes, and it sounds so boring. You're like, I fucking make good money and I'm a successful PT and stuff. It's like, that's when you notice.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've like the last couple of weeks I've been on this mantra of like, you want to make big moves. It's a bunch of little things done all at once.
Yeah.
Those are the little things.
Yeah.
You know, those little things that are insignificant by themselves make such a big difference when you do it all together.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the key to running a small business. Like, you do that over time, you can sit back and have all of these things working for you, because eventually all those little things like are permanent, or some of them are permanent once you do the work.
Yeah.
And they work for you.
Yeah.
So you go back and you go on holidays and stuff, and it's like, cool, the inquiries are coming in, like, because your website's done, your social media's done, your branding, your messaging is done. People land on your stuff and go, cool, I like it. I know where to go. I know how to inquire.
Yeah. It's not just you sending the message.
Yeah, and it's not relying, like, you're not just the sole value add and message speaker of your business.
Yeah.
So you take yourself out, like you cooked, because you got no momentum.
Yeah. Yeah, but even if it's just you, it's like, you know how to write content and you know how to write a campaign.
Yeah, if it's just
and
you.
And it's scheduled.
If it's just you, there's enough work done from you, though, to do the legwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like do all the heavy lifting for you when you step back.
Yeah, and you can literally then go, cool, so I'm going to work 3 hours a week to post the shit that I've already made, to contact the clients I already have through the check-in system that I already have that's repeatable and predictable and fast.
Yeah.
Bang, 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 bang. Through the communication portal that I want to use that doesn't disrupt my holiday. All of those little things. Yeah. All of a sudden really matter. Yeah, absolutely. And like, how many PTs have you met that just like, I haven't been on holidays for 5 years? Like, hashtag grind. Hustle never stops. Yeah. Like, but you never think about a holiday because you can't. Yeah. Can't go on one. So it's not that you don't want to. Yeah.
It's just it doesn't come into the forefront of your mind because you're not in a position to do it.
Yeah, even little things like we obviously talk about client agreements and getting people to pay and all that kind of stuff. Like you got a face-to-face business.
Yeah.
Do you do catch-ups? Do you have our actual hybrid coaching model that allows you to push people online?
Can you just push them? Yeah.
And then on the back end of that, it's like, well, what's your financial management shit? It's like we start talking about budgeting and standout, and people are like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but when you lose 6 clients and your business has $5,000 sitting in the savings account, you don't stress.
Correct.
Which means you're not desperate on the call, which means you sign people up faster.
Yeah.
It's like this whole circle of just like watching it play out of a holiday, I think, is the most relatable one because most personal trainers are from 20 to ages between 20 and 30.
Yeah.
And that's what they want to do.
Absolutely.
It's like, I want to go to Europe for summer. But they don't have the business to facilitate it, even if they have the income.
Or the fear of just, sometimes when they just look at the task, you just look at all the things involved.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what to do. They're just like, it's too hard. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
So the thought of going on holiday never leaves them, but the taking action to manage and implement things for the holiday never actually happens.
Yeah.
Because they don't know where to start.
Yeah.
And I totally understand that.
Yeah. It's the same like leaving your group gym, right?
Yeah.
And going to the big box and taking the leap or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like it's the same.
Look at the task. It's like the holiday would be nice, but I'm doing what I'm doing right now, so I'll just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's not that bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's interesting.
Doesn't have to be that way, though.
No, and that's where these things that feel like they don't matter.
Yeah, and sometimes I think you just need to try it. Like, you just need to fuck around and find out a little bit. Like, if you want to go on a big holiday, maybe just take a small one.
Yeah.
First, or even just take a week off. Like, some of the boys take a week off coaching here and there.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, how'd you manage your clients during that period? Like, you weren't at the gym. Was everybody happy? Did everyone come back sweet? Yes.
Yeah.
Then, aspire to being able to go on holidays and manage your business at the same time. You might have to put a little bit of legwork in. Like, I don't know. Do you think that you could possibly go away and have zero input in your business for a whole period of time? Because I don't know if I actually could allow it. Because you know what I mean? Like, it's you're the managing director of our company.
Yeah.
Michael and I are directors of the company too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could physically walk away from something and not put any input into it for
that time.
Because it's yours.
Yeah. So the closest I've been the first 2 weeks LJ was born, I was totally unplugged. Yeah. Well, I was for the first week, and then I started.
Yeah, you started, and I told you to fuck off. I was like, I need this man back at the date that he said, so get lost.
So that's probably the closest I've been to it.
Yeah.
And my clients were really good in that time as well.
I still think you would have picked your phone up to just see what was happening, 100%, though.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. You could never fully check out.
No.
You can't, because it's yours.
Yeah.
Like, it's your baby. Like,
yeah.
So sometimes I just think, like, that's the cost of entry, though.
Yeah, and like, particularly, I would say there's been periods since LJ's been born that I'm just like, that you notice that trade-off more.
Of course.
With a kid, where you're just like, fuck, it'd be just nice to go 9 to 5 sometimes.
Yeah, so you've got that uninterrupted time dedicated to...
It's like, I just go to work and go home.
Yeah.
It's just like, I can see why people like it.
Absolutely.
It's a rough joke, but it's funny. So Schultz, I think his kid's like within 2 months of LJ.
Yeah.
So comes on their first announcement on the podcast that they'd had it, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, look, I'm not saying that I'm going to go get milk, but I can see why some dads just go get milk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like, don't fucking come back.
Yeah, I hear...
It's like that. It's like, I look at people that just have a job. I'm like, I see it.
Yeah.
I see the upsides in that.
Yeah. Lots of whispers from the boys that overtime is optional, but it's mandatory to the misso.
Yeah. So it's like, I see that side of it. So in terms of cost of entry to being in the space, running a small business, it's definitely part of it. The upsides are so much greater. Yeah. Like, even like I've obviously verbalized that to Amy. She's like, even the last 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, fuck. Sometimes just like go up to Body Blitz. Just do 35 sessions a week. Do some online clients. And that's it.
Yeah.
She's like, are you kidding?
It's too boring, man.
Are you kidding? There's not a chance. I'm like, I know.
The challenge isn't big enough.
It sounds nice for 30 seconds.
Yeah, it'd be nice for like a week. It'd be like a holiday.
Yeah.
The one thing I did, like being away, I was like, there's so much other stuff that I do that's not, like the coaching part. Like if you just did the coaching bit, I can see why people do though, like live in this destination and, because it's like not
lifestyle.
Yeah, it's good lifestyle. Because you're doing like 2.5 days max, and even then those days aren't big.
Yeah.
And then you've got the other 2.5 days to either like make some content or just chill out or whatever. So I can see how appealing that lifestyle is if that's all you need.
Yeah.
But you and I wouldn't be able to
Off camera,
do that.
we've obviously said like in the past, and it's hard it's not to talk down about it, just be like, how come these people say they're busy?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's tough.
Like 40 online clients to us for what we do on a daily basis doesn't feel busy.
Yeah.
But I remember when 20 sessions felt busy and then that felt like a day off because you had 40.
Getting the first 25 is the hardest. You have to work the hardest to get the first lot.
Yeah.
And then everything becomes a little bit easier. Or it's not easier, you just get more proficient at doing the thing.
Yeah, and you're used to the pressure.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was like, because I was able to remove all of my other responsibilities and just do the one thing, I was like, this is like a holiday in itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like no podcast, no meetings, no standout, no marketing, no development, no media, like video making or anything. It was like, I was like, oh, this coaching thing's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what it's like to have 15 notifications a day instead of 200.
Yeah. Boring.
Yeah, I feel like it would be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude. Like even look at just like Steph's behavior on the phone to mine.
Yeah.
Like if she gets a notification, like she's like, oh, who is that? Like, rah. And like, and everyone else the same, where I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like,
fuck off.
yeah. I'm just
who wants shit?
Yeah, just look at,
yeah.
Or someone, follows you on Instagram. I'm like, where she's like, why would they follow me? Who's this person? Like, yeah. I'm just like, another red light.
Yeah. Yeah, another fucking business coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Another copywriter. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I had one DM me during the week, a British guy. I help personal trainers make £2,000 a week face-to-face coaching, blah, blah, blah. And like this whole spiel. And I just replied like, I was just really curious, how successful is your cold DM strategy? Do you have any metrics on your results? And he just left me on scene.
Of course.
Like, pounds for one. Like, just watch one video.
Yeah.
Clearly not English.
Yeah. I swear it's just a send out 1,000.
Of course, but it's like, fuck, at least open the page, man. Come on. No. But if you're sending out 1,000 a day,
I reckon it must
it's probably a bot.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, well some of them are. And then I also reckon it's like where you are geographically, like people will see you on the explore page and stuff, because the amount of like Asian, Balinese, like those people when I was away, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like commenting on my shit. I'm like, how did you find me?
Yeah, okay.
Even on my story.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks sick. I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Where'd you come from?
Yeah. Like, and then I look at it and it's like, they're from Malaysia or Singapore or whatever. And then, they do copywriting or digital agencies or something. And I'm just like, fuck, look, I'm not going to bite on this, bro. I know the deal. Like, say, comment about something I'm doing, engage in conversation, and then hit me with the pitch. Like,
I got it.
Yeah. I know the game. But yeah, you must pop up based on that, like, as well.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah. But anyway, I reckon I get 5 of them a day.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't get that many anymore.
Yeah, I get 5 a day, I reckon. If I open up my requests.
Maybe I don't post enough.
If I open up my requests, let's maybe not 5 a day, but it'd be pretty close. And let's go requests. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, fuck.
Yep. And then all I do, I don't read them. I just press delete.
Yeah.
There you go.
Bye.
Latest. Everyone's like, you asshole.
Yeah.
There's people out here grinding.
Is that 15 minutes ago? Left.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. I wanted to ask, so interestingly,
Yes.
our clients overlap competitions.
Yeah.
Bodybuilding, powerlifting. So
Yeah.
my guys compete on the 11th of October.
Yep. Are you going to get coached up like me?
If you get one in white, maybe.
Oh, you're going to get a white one.
Yeah.
The only reason why I got the black is so if it gets dirty.
I
The
thought
fake
of that.
tan.
I was like, white would look better. Not at a bodybuilding show.
Fake
I'm only
tan.
going to get chalk on mine.
Yeah, I'm like...
The black is actually
there's-
worse.
Yeah, I'm like, there's method to this madness.
Yeah.
Always wear black to a bodybuilding show.
Yeah. Yeah. October.
I can get a white one. I can get a white one with like the orange. Like the
Yeah,
orange.
maybe.
One.
Yeah, fuck it.
Well, if you
I'll
don't
wear it
get
anyway.
if you don't get orange on the white, like it'll just be black and white. It'll look weird.
Yeah, no. I mean, just get me one.
Oh yeah, cool.
I'm placing my order right now.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll put in Slack. You know the rules.
Systems, guys, systems. What's it like now from a coach's perspective? Like for me, it's a little bit different, I think, because a lot of my girls get a lot more leeway leading into kind of now.
Yeah.
And now their mentality shifts to prep.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like off season. This is the most experienced group I've ever taken a comp as well.
Yeah.
So I've actually kept the main lifts out much longer than usual. And all of them now I'm like, right, 3 months.
Hammer time.
Check-ins are perfect. Nutrition needs to be perfect. This data needs to be blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Introducing the main lifts back in and like comp, they're always doing something, but now it's like comps back.
Yeah, I understand. So what's the question?
I'm just curious if you're at 12 weeks out kind of just already in, right? Like
that was 12 weeks out, they're fucking
that
dialed.
was like 26 weeks that you're making.
Yeah, my guys are, honestly, I hold my competitors to that standard all the time.
Yeah.
I just have a little bit of leeway, like I'll give them a free meal or, this and that. But it's like, if I know the goal is to compete, even in the off season, I'm like, this isn't good enough if they're not, But yeah, in prep, I'm like, but I think if you send that mantra in the off season, there's not a big change into prep.
Yeah.
But yeah, like whenever prep is, so sometimes it's 16 weeks, sometimes it's, 18, it's 20, it's whatever. From that, literally that date that's been set, it's like, you're in, and it's 100% expectation from then.
I feel like it's the biggest change for the powerlifters is the approach to training.
Yeah, of course, because that's the biggest, influencing.
So like, the prep mindset is like, you're in the fucking room. Like, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's practice how you play. Like, if you want to be, how everything you do up until this point, or like from the platform, if you work back, it's like everything you did up until that point is a manifestation of what you do on that day.
Yeah.
So it's like if you fuck around and you half-ass shit and whatever, that's going to show on that day.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to get away with it.
Yeah, and I think, and it's not disrespectful or anything to bodybuilding style training. Like, where my brain can be when I train now versus where it was when I was competing is totally different.
Yeah, I understand.
It's like the arousal needs to be controlled. The intent is so much different. It's almost like the emotional energy that goes into a session is, I found, in a powerlifting scenario, way higher.
Yeah.
To the point now where I'm like, I don't barbell lift now because I know I'll go there.
Yeah, I understand.
And I don't have it.
Yeah, I agree with that to a degree, but I think, how we talked about like do something to 90% because that extra 10% has a trade-off?
Yeah.
I would argue that the bodybuilders and my clients who are taking it to the 100%, which is the expectation, I would argue it's just as hard.
Yeah.
Because I watch like Adrian show up in the gym and I watch him show up everywhere and I'm like, because he's the most, he's willing to let you in.
Yeah.
So he shows you.
Yeah.
Like the way the bloke trains is fucking, So then I'm like, well, it doesn't matter if there's a barbell on your back. It doesn't matter. Like that he's killing himself in the gym. And then he's got to go and, prep his food and he's tired and he's hungry. And
I think the biggest...
It's just the style of movement and what it demands of you is different.
Yeah. I think the biggest gap is how you feel walking in the door.
Explain that.
So like for Adrian walking in, he has to bring himself up to do that disgusting set on the pendulum.
Yeah.
Because he's hungry and depleted and sleep's affected and moody and all of that shit. So to get to failure is like, fuck, I have to talk to myself to do this. Whereas like for a powerlifter, 9 times out of 10, you're not
in a position like that.
fucking getting slogged.
Yeah, of course.
To make weight or whatever,
Yeah,
especially
absolutely.
my team.
Yeah.
So it's like, instead, it's just to convince yourself you can lift the weight that's in front of you.
Oh, of course.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But from an expectation and coaching perspective, set the rules, set the expectations, make sure they understand what they are.
Yeah.
You know the deal. Like you would have had a little pep talk with everyone beforehand. So yeah, like they should be able to understand what to expect from you as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you lead with that, then you're like, well, this is what I expect from you. And then you're just upholding that stuff. Yeah. Most of the time I feel like correct me if I'm wrong, your clients may behave a little bit differently, but because my guys, I feel like if you compete, you're a high achiever.
Yeah.
Like because you're wanting something more, you're willing to do, like it's different between like getting in shape and then competing.
Yeah.
It's just a totally different, and it's the same as like getting strong in the gym and hitting the platform.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm trying to manage their expectations of themselves, because they're always like, am I doing enough, coach?
Yeah.
You know, do it.
Maybe that's what it is.
Do it. Because in their check-ins, I always get, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I'm willing to do more. So they're always like, I feel like I can do more cardio. I feel like I can eat less. I can feel like you can. So they're telling me like, I'll fucking do.
If there's a brick wall, I'm going through it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you're almost going like, I need to make that call at the right time.
Yeah.
So just because they say they can do it, doesn't mean you pull it or push it. You go, right, I'm happy that you have that. Now's not the time, or we don't need to. You're giving everything you got. Because most of the time, like, they just want to know they're doing a good job, right?
Yeah. So thinking about it, like, and when you were saying like the standards and stuff, it's like nothing slips for my guys either in terms of expectations off season. It's actually my attitude more than theirs.
Yeah, you're like, oh, they're in off season, like give them.
I'm like, I had one of my girls like, can I bench yet? I'm like, do you want to bench 5s for the next 20 weeks?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, fuck, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, keep hitting the dumbbells.
Yeah.
It's like I'm trying to keep, call it arousal, call it mental load, call it whatever.
You're trying to bring their best at the time that they need.
Just like make training fun.
Yeah.
Have the best time you can, catch a pump, work on your body composition.
Yeah. And you'll still, in a roundaboutish way, improve all of your lifts anyway.
Yeah. And then now that flips to like,
yeah,
every single rep looks the same. Every approach to the bar looks the same. Every week is .I cross T.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's my perception of it changes from
it'd be more
talking
of
them down to like calm down to like, okay, now we can be neurotic.
Yeah, all of those things that you've wanted to do, like you now have the green light to do them.
I'll let you be neurotic for 3 months.
Yeah. So it's good. It's only 12 weeks.
Well, it helps.
Yeah.
That's like obviously they're experienced, so sometimes it's a little bit longer.
Yeah.
For people who aren't as proficient on the bar.
Yeah. It's common methodologies in terms of coaching overall, I feel. It's just like, managing effort, managing expectations, managing, those expectations of what's required.
Yeah.
It's just how you do it is different.
Yeah.
And then like, the conversations you're going to have 4 weeks out are going to be different to the conversations we have 4 weeks out. But it's like, it's all to get them to be their best on a certain day.
Yeah. I think the other thing too is like the ones that are prepping now, like I have other people competing at different times, but like I have a group of 5 doing the same day.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think Matt's like 7 weeks out. So he's been kind of pushing in. The girls are 11 and then he's doing Christmas. So we're ages away for him.
Yeah.
And Mike, if you're listening, you're also doing that comp. He doesn't know yet.
Locked in, mate.
So that's also different. It's like group coaching almost.
Yeah.
Where it's like, all right, they've got a group chat. They've got, you know what I mean? Like everyone's honing into that goal. And I think the variances to the individual in a powerlifting sense is a little bit smaller than it is for bodybuilding as well.
If all my guys laid out their protocols together, like they're all different.
Totally different.
Yeah. Different macro splits, different cardio, different training.
Yeah.
Different everything.
Yeah. Whereas mine would be more, the coaching style is different.
Absolutely. Because but remember the end outcome is for you guys is so defined.
Yeah.
Because it's like the task is what you guys do. So of course the training is going to reflect that, right?
Yeah.
My guys, it's not what they do in the gym is influential with the outcome, but the outcome is posing their body.
Yeah.
So it's very, very different.
Yeah, and looking a certain way.
Yeah. That's one thing I like, reflect and make myself aware on is like when I look at everyone's plan, it's kind of like nice and humbling that I know they're all different.
Yeah.
Just from a coaching perspective, like I don't want to be that person that just like,
yeah,
this is how we do it.
Yeah.
And they're all got the same calories and the same cardio and
yeah,
and all that. I mean, don't get me wrong, they usually all end up very similar.
Yeah.
But it's like when you pull the trigger and when you push is the difference.
Yeah.
And even the programs and stuff.
Yeah, I've done recently wrote like more for the app. I wrote an outline for the peak for the girls.
Yep.
And I wrote it blank. I was like, I'm going to let go of everything I've ever written.
Yeah,
and I'm just going to write this off my head.
Yep.
What would I do now, knowing what I know and the group that I have? How would that prep look? And wrote it out as like a template to then adjust for everyone.
I love that, in case I need it.
And I went back and looked and I was like...
It's perfect. It's probably the same.
It's fucking so close.
Yeah.
It's just like there's a few exercises that I bias now that I didn't then, and a few like...
I feel like that kind of comes and goes based on who you have to.
Yeah, and just even because they're more advanced, there's top sets and stuff that there wasn't, and all of that kind of thing. So it's just like, fuck, it's so...
Yeah, well, that's the system, right? The method's the method, the system's the system. Like, shouldn't change too much. Should change little bits here and there.
Yeah.
You're not going to break it down and rebuild
as long as everyone gets stronger every time they show up. It's like, it's working, right? Don't fuck with
it. Yeah. I must admit, though, like, I'm entering that phase now where, like, I'm... You know what I'm like always second guess.
Yeah, and that's...
And I'm, like, getting to that point now where, like, we're 6 weeks out. For some, 5 weeks out, I think. So I'm like, are they going to be ready?
Yeah.
Like, they're all... But the thing is, it doesn't matter how many times I do this. Like, you know what I'm like. Literally the day before, I don't know if they're ready, and then they win.
Yeah,
You know, it's like, I don't know how to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should.
I don't think you should.
Yeah, so I always... and I have benchmarks and I have targets and they're on track, but I'm just like... I just always have it. So, I just wanted to share that because I know, like, as an experienced coach, like, people probably just think, like, oh, it's like clockwork. Like,
yeah. Well, the last comp I was on the way to, I was in the car with my client messaging you guys, like, I don't really know if this is going to work.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ended up being like 50 kilos out of it in a year.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah, so I'm definitely getting to that. It's not enough to over-consume my decisions and all that.
Yeah.
And I'm not irrationally making decisions. Like, I'm like, I'm just going to pull everyone's calories this week. But it is starting to creep in now. There is a window where as you get closer to the date, you're like, every single word and every decision I make has more weight on it every minute this gets closer to that date.
Yeah.
And that takes a little... It's not terrifying, but it's like,
Yeah, it's a good level of anxiety.
Yeah.
It means you care, which is good.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Even like I go to comps sometimes, I'm just like, and just watch some coaches that like don't even see their clients on the platform and shit. Yeah. I'm like, man, I'm
just like so blasé, right?
There's a video from the last meet of Emily's bench press. And when she started, she's like, I just want to bench 60 or 50 maybe.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let's do it. And I'm like lifting it for her in the background of the video. I'm just like, that's the best part. Because I'm like, if this doesn't happen, it's on me.
Absolutely.
She did all the work.
Yeah.
So it's like, it has to come together.
Of course.
Yeah. And even, I think, I'm curious, sorry, Tam, we're going over. I'm curious, like, how different your programming style, your protocols, whatever, approach to prep, let's say, is different to other coaches. Because I think, because I live in my own bubble.
Yeah.
I don't train in a powerlifting gym. I don't really hang out with any other powerlifting coaches. Yeah. I don't compete. Not having that conversation much. I kind of exist in my own with my competitors. I question
myself like that a lot. And that's where it's refreshing to speak to Matt.
Yeah.
So I know you're listening. Got you, bros. Like, obviously, we get along like a house on fire anyway. But we got a lot of interests.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to, like, have that little chat about like, do you do this? How do you do this? Even when we were training together, like, why do you do this? And it's like, obviously there's many different ways to do things, but there was a lot of commonality. So I'm like, all right, I feel like I'm on the right track.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's more to learn.
Yeah.
Where I was in a period before that where I'm like, I just need to take what I've learned and consolidate it.
Yep.
So now I'm like, I've got my system. What are other people doing that I could possibly benefit from.
Yeah.
And that's where it's cool to just be able to have conversations with other people in the space that are just obviously happy to share. Because it's like, really secrets, right? It's just like, if you have a system, like, apply the system.
Yeah.
I feel like people who don't have good results don't have a system to consistently apply and refine.
Agreed.
So yeah, I think being able to consult or just chat with people in that space is good. Just either to affirm what you're doing is right or continue to develop the current system that you have to make it even better.
Yeah. Yeah, I think something that stood out to me is I've had a couple of like clients move on to different coaches, and then even a couple of people that we're like working with at the moment that are competitors. So they're seeing their training and all that kind of stuff. There's actually a really big gap between the way I do things and what's normal.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know if this is the case, but I feel like a lot of the programming is influenced by training big, strong men.
In it as a whole, you mean? And then working down, where yours is the other way.
And then it's like, well, I have a strong girl, so they just do similar but a little bit different.
Yeah.
But because I've primarily coached women to the platform so much, I know they don't train like me, and I know for years I've written programs that given to my girls and gone, I would never do that.
Yeah.
I would never fucking survive that. So it's just reminding myself, like, come back to your book of results, come back to your
come back to that
stack of proof, and just be like, no, this
years of anecdotal
works.
evidence of paying attention to what actually works.
Yeah, I've actually been a little bit more aggressive with my programming this time, comparing it to I had to look at some old programs. I'm like, there's less like landmine press and less.
Yeah,
it's like a little bit more work, especially because I don't have anyone. I've sort of made the call at the moment that like, if you have to diet into a weight class and you're still dieting 10 weeks out, don't do it.
Yeah. Well, it's just not the best environment to set yourself up to perform to.
Like, nationals now is like the lightweight classes, 350.
Yeah.
The moderate weight classes, 370. Yeah. So it's like...
They're all strong.
Why are you cutting to reduce performance, to hate life, to risk injury?
For like 20 kilos.
Yeah, and then it's like you're still quite a way off in terms of like being...
Yeah.
If you're not going to be like top 5 at Nats, like how come?
Yeah, I always just look at it long term for them as well. Like I was having a chat to Matt yesterday, just like, because we're like dancing on the weight class like of his next comp. I don't even know if he's going to make it because he's so fucking massive. And he was like, oh, the boys from the gym think that I have no chance making the weight. And he's like, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get there. And I'm like, well, if that's the case, then I said, what other option do we have then to fucking find out?
Yeah.
And I said, look, man, at the end of the day, I said, you're 6'4". I said, it's not like, even if you're dancing on the weight class now, I said, how do we improve your physique?
Yeah, you got to get.
I said, you've got gaps that need to be filled. So I said, just look at it like, I'm like, your future lies in open bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if we shoot our shot and we put the plan together, and if we don't hit the weight cap for classic, which I think you'll be able to, if you hit it, you will do really well.
Yeah.
Remember that you're going to be an open bodybuilder the year after that because you are literally on the weight cap.
Yeah.
Like,
I've had 2 of my girls that I've done cuts with in off season that are now within like 3 kilos of the next weight class down. And both of them are like, can we drop?
Yeah.
I'm like, no. We did this so you could eat.
Yeah.
And net, you want to have more muscle. You want to be this, you want to be this, you want to be this. Yeah. So let's go.
Yeah.
Don't make yourself smaller and weaker.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. It's an interesting dynamic.
Just managing the client's expectation and then your long-term vision.
Yeah, and reminding them what their long-term vision is too.
Absolutely.
It's like, one of them, like, you want to be fucking jacked.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. I'm like,
so we don't want periods that are going to take you away from it.
Let's not spend another 3 months fucking starving.
Yeah, especially when it's so hard to put the muscle on. It's easy to lose weight. It's hard to put the quality muscle on.
Yeah.
Or muscle on. I hate saying quality muscle. Like muscle. It's just I'm just a bro. Like, it's like, what? Is there muscle that's not good quality?
It's called body fat.
It should be quality weight and then just muscle. Yeah.
That was fun. All right.
I
had 7 other topics and we got to none of them, which means it's a good episode.
Love that.
All right. Thank you, guys.
See you guys.
Like, subscribe, comment, share, tell your dog, do all the things.
Yeah.
Good to have Jason back in the studio.
Good to be back.
As always.
Good to be back.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.